What's up, guys? Welcome to the Half Amazing TV YouTube channel. I am Johnny Fontana and I'll be bringing to you nightclub tips, news, tutorials, and of course disagreements.
We're just some men that's on the mic, and when we rock up on the mic, we rock the mic.
Johnny Fontana, Half Amazing TV, bringing to you nightclub tips, news, tutorials, and of course disagreements. Before we get started, go ahead and take a swig of my Boston Heineken City Edition. Alright, this is a wonderful video. Well, we're talking about the beautiful debate between Z-Trip and the producer 3 Law. Okay, I'm sorry if I fucked up your name. 3LAU, 3 Law, whatever you want to call it, right? Here's the thing, right? Whatever preconditioned blurs you have or any preconceived notions, just sort of set it aside, all right? Once I'm done, once I give you my thoughts, we can internalize this, all right, and we can go from there. Because there's so many different elements to this subject matter that it's not just a black and white issue. Let's talk about the whole 3 Law stated that he's not a DJ thing. Let's go with that first, because I think that's the most important aspect, because we're talking about this, okay? The thing is that he gets on stage and he openly admits and says, listen, hey, I'm not a DJ. I don't know anything about CDJs or turntables, but I'm like a Zac Efron off that movie, and I like to produce music, and that's what
I grew up, I don't know how to DJ. I don't know how to mix, I don't know how to beat match. I just learned how to use CDJs. Sure. But I was the kid in the dorm room in that new Zac Efron movie who just wanted to play with sounds. Like, that's my story. Sure. And I have, I watched an Instagram video of TJR going nuts on CDJs. I'm like, whoa, I wish I could do that. And my sets are almost entirely pre-planned for festival sets. I'm happy admitting that. When I'm in a club and I'm playing a 2-hour set, I'm mixing in different things. I'm mixing in acapellas because I'm DJing in Ableton and I don't have to beat match, so I can just click buttons.
Fine. That's awesome. That's for me, that's someone who's passionate about, the music culture and wants to now be engaged and wants to support and contribute. However, if you are now performing without standard DJ equipment and you don't know how to use the standard DJ equipment and you openly admit you are not a DJ, you are not DJing, you are performing. Now here's the thing now, and a lot of people get this, they sort of don't understand this. You have a lot of guys like Calvin Harris, Steve Aoki, Skrillex, and a whole bunch of guys that either the bad boy thing didn't work out for them, playing the drums and getting on the guitar or being the lead singer. That didn't work out for them, or they decided, you know what, I see more opportunity in electronic music, dubstep, EDM, whatever, I'm going to take that route. But here's the thing, they're not really DJs. Alright, if you actually sit them down and you ask them some questions, yeah, maybe now because they've been in the scene, but before they actually tackled this on, they weren't DJs. They didn't know their history, but they wanted to be involved in the scene, right? But guess what? They create their music, now they need to recreate that production. And unfortunately, it's not like a band where you have an instrument where you can recreate that sound. They're a one-man band, so what do? They have to get on stage. So we have to respect that. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, we have to respect that because not everyone produces art and can recreate that art form the same way. Like, I can't go on stage and recreate music through Ableton or through my piano and all that stuff because I'm not musically inclined in that way. So we have to respect that. However, it's not DJing, it's a performance, it's a showcase. So we have to respect that as well. The problem is there are no parameters. Whether it be hip hop nowadays or whether it be electronic music. when it comes to performance. There are no parameters set. So therefore, you can have a 3-law. My bad if I'm butchering your name. I didn't do enough research. I'm sorry, but I'm just so passionate about this, and I need to get this out of here. You have someone like that, which basically says, I don't fucking know how to DJ. I don't care, but I'm gonna do my thing on Ableton, and we're gonna fucking call it a set. It's not a DJ set. You're not DJing, my man. But I respect what you're doing, though. It's a performance. It's a showcase. I don't know what you want to call it, because I'm not the end all be all. But that needs to be separated, because what's happening is this. Just like we have the recent movements and agendas, where we're now taking different elements, introducing it to the main topic, and we're now changing or dismantling, okay, the true definition of this piece right here. It no longer becomes authentic. You see what I'm saying to you? So therefore, we cannot say, well, I am not a DJ, I don't know how to use standard DJ equipment, I can use Paint by Numbers Ableton, and I'm going to perform a set, and I'm going to call it a DJ set. No, it's not a DJ set. We have to understand that. And this just true. But at the same time, we all have a place in this. And a lot of people say, well, EDM is going to go away. No, EDM is its own culture. Same way rock is its own culture. You have a culture of Latin music. You have salsa. That's their own. You have people where they only know salsa. They only dance the true salsa. They dance it. They know the steps, and then they don't like when other DJs are mixing their salsa. They like their certain salsas. You know, old school versus new school. At certain times of the night, they don't like the new electronics type of salsa. They don't want it mixed with bachata or whatever. They just want their salsa. They want their steps. They don't want the DJ mixing. That's that culture. Same thing with EDM. But that salsa is a culture of Latin music. Same thing with EDM. It's a culture of electronic music. So it's not going away. We shouldn't wish to go away. However, it's its own culture, and it needs to be separated, especially if you're going to have these guys coming on stage and performing. But it's not DJing unless you use authentic standard DJ equipment. That's the first part about it. Okay, so 3-law, if you openly admit that you don't DJ, you don't know how to use standard equipment, you're not DJing, you're just performing. I don't care if you use Ableton or not, you're not DJing. It doesn't matter, because DJing right now, we're still using standard equipment. So until the day that we just go to laptop straight, then yes, you could say that as DJing. But until the day that we're using standard DJ equipment, you cannot come in here like the other political movements and just say, well, because it's a new generation, so therefore we're just gonna redefine DJing. We can't just come in here and do that. That's just that stuff that I don't appreciate, and because what happened when you start doing that, when you start redefining the culture, you start dismantling it, and then therefore it just goes away. So now DJs, they don't do their research. They become entitled. They don't want to do the actual work in terms of looking for music. They just go straight for the top 10. They get upset because you don't put a playlist on there. They don't sub you. They don't like your post. They don't actually even press play on your SoundCloud because there's no playlist. So as a result of that, that's what happens. But that's not the true DJ culture. So we have to understand that there is a culture, a DJ culture, and there's an art form of DJing. So if this is a new generation, new art form, period. You understand what I'm saying to you? If it's a new generation, new way of doing things, it's a new art form, period. We came in here, we started DJing, and it's continued DJing. You want to come in, you want to do your thing, that's another art form. And I'll respect it as that, and I'll come see you, and I will enjoy your performance. Not as a DJ performance, but as a showcase or whatever we call it. But we have to have parameters in order to sort of define that. That's number one. Now, On to old dude. What's his name? Z Trip.
You know, you go to shows and you want to see somebody give a little bit different. And you want that experience to be different. Like, I saw them here and I got to experience this. And they're like, oh, I saw them here and I got to experience that. And they're two different things versus, oh, it's the same kind of thing. It goes into a set. You want it to come off, you know, it's like washing a car. You want to make sure you hit every point and present it as such. I'm saying that you can still do that and still factor in a little bit of time to go off the track a little bit.
Bro, you're hip hop. I understand the whole thing of that, you know, intro, outro, and you want to see things in between, and you this and that, whatever. The problem is that you're thinking like this, okay? Because if you were a true house fan or electronic fan, you wouldn't be saying that, because you're so all over the place, hip hop, this, that, and third. If you go to a house set, a true house set, it depends on the room. It depends on how you play. Hip hop and house music is not played the same. Dance music or even techno, the electronic music 4x4 is not played the same as hip hop. Hip hop is a totally different delivery. When you have electronic music, you have opening sets, you have closing sets, you have after hours sets. Okay, the same way. The way that you play your opening set is not the same way that you play an after hours set. You have peaks and valleys. You can go for 24 hours playing an electronic set from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. the next day, but it's all different sounds. You go from darker, from to more vocal to this to that, and you go all over the place. And a lot of times when it comes to dance music, it's just a different way. You have 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Whereas hip hop, you may have 3 or 4 minutes. 7 minutes, that is music that basically has to develop. And if you have vocals, okay, people want to play, you have breakdowns. It's just a different way of playing music. Problem is that you Z-Trip are used to this now electronic EDM stuff, because you're not the main guy, you're main stage. You see this stuff now, you're just hearing that big boom, boom, boom. And also if you were to techno, because that's what the big thing is, right? Techno, or this dark beats, you go in there and all you hear is just music, just dark, freaking two-step, two-hand salute, right? But when you go to other club, when you hear vocals, when you hear soulful, when you hear tribal, when you hear funky, when you hear that piano, that guitar playing, what are you gonna do? Just cut it off? You have that. And you're just gonna cut it off, and you got a vocal behind it, or you got some spoken word at three point whatever minutes, and you just gotta cut it off. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, there's always a time for in and out. There's always a time for dipping and this. There's always a time for tricking. You can trick at certain points, but when it comes to dance music, you get into that trance, you get into that mode, you get into that where I just want to hear the sound, I want to hear the breakdown, I want to hear the build up, I want to hear everything. I want to be able to just get really crazy, but then I want to come down and hear some vocal stuff. Then I would just want to hear just some heady stuff where it's just like this. And that's where the music comes in. It's not so much focused on trickery or movement or going, back and forth. You have to understand that you have to take into consideration. But by you saying that leads me to believe that you're just right now, because of your status, which is okay, you're more exposed now to the bigger sounds, to the bigger rooms, and to the festivals and all that stuff, which is fine. But then there's another side, a sound, where you have vocals and you just can't just interrupt it, and then it's just being played, because it takes 6 minutes to develop that sound. And you can do trickery at certain points, but it's not all night. And as a DJ, not everyone going to the club is a DJ. Not everyone's sitting there talking about, Not everyone is just talking about, well, hey, he didn't do this, or he didn't do this, or he messed up. No, you have a lot of people that, yes, they understand what's going on, but they're not so involved in that. They just want to hear the song. Because the way you talk like a DJ. And that's the problem now, because you have all these DJs trying to play for other DJs, and they're trying to entertain other DJs, impress other DJs. No, like, you're playing for the crowd. Okay, now let me explain something to both of you, because obviously both of you are sort of, because one is not a DJ and one is a hip hop DJ. So let me explain something to you about electronic music. Okay, and I'm explaining that to a lot of other people as well. When it comes to DJing, there's the technical aspect of being able to mix and this, that, and third, but then there's also that soft level skill that takes practice and it takes intelligence. Okay, being able to see different groups of individuals in the crowd. So if I see a Russian group, I can play some Russian house. House music that's current sounding, but has the vocals of Russia, that has Russian vocals. And I can target that group right there. And I can have one of them come up to me and say, listen, Johnny, I appreciate that. How did you know that I was Russian? That is the soft skills. That's the intelligent level that you don't get through just only technical DJing. I can see an Italian group because I lived in countries where there are a lot of Italians. So I understand, I see the dynamics, I can read that crowd. I can cater. Brazilian, Portuguese. I have a lot of music that has a lot of Portuguese vocals. Play that to cater to them. That is the intelligent aspect. Not just playing because we're sitting on stage and we're talking about, oh yeah, I can acapella this and acapella that, acapella this, whatever. That's only one aspect of it. Because right now I go outside right now, I go and I hear EDM live at freaking 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Boom, 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 boom. And you have a crowd of like 30 and over having, lunch on the outside. Like, come on, really. It's being able to understand, being able to take what the actual artist, understand what he was thinking when he was creating that music, and appropriately attach it to the texture of the environment. Understand how lighting affects certain people. Understand how certain sounds are EQ'd differently. That's the difference between just going up there and just playing laptop and whatever, that's the difference. That's DJing. If you pre-program your set, and if you spend 5 days pre-programming your set, that's fine. But if you exactly know what's going on, you can't adjust. That's not fucking DJing. You understand what I'm saying to you? Bottom line. Johnny Fontana, Half Amazing TV. You want to subscribe, you can. If not, I don't give a... Oh, because most people, if I don't have a playlist, they won't subscribe, and that's okay with me because I understand what's going on, because I'm not there for you. I'm here for the small group of people that want to understand and relate that to their peoples. Johnny Fontana, Half Amazing TV. We out.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Fucking thing sucks!